I got a call that my mom had less than a day to live, and I needed to hurry if I wanted to see her one last time. And then a 1 in 1,000 year weather event grounded all flights, trains, or hope of a rental car for at least 24 hours. My phone rang at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday while I was getting ready for work in Denver. It was my sister Jolene, sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. "You need to come home right now. The doctor said mom has maybe 18 hours. Her kidneys are shutting down, and they stopped dialysis." I dropped my coffee mug, and it shattered across the kitchen tile. Mom was in a hospital in Savannah, Georgia. That's 1,600 miles away. "I'm booking a flight right now," I said, already pulling up my laptop. But every airline showed the same thing. A massive ice storm had locked down the entire eastern half of the country. They were calling it a once-in-a-thousand-year weather event. Every flight canceled. Every train stopped. Rental car agencies had nothing because everyone was stranded. I called the airport directly. "Sir, nothing is flying east of the Mississippi for at least 24 hours, maybe longer. My mother is dying," I said, my voice cracking. "I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing we can do." I called Jolene back. "I can't get there. Everything is shut down." She went quiet for a long time. "Then you need to drive. That's 23 hours in perfect conditions, and there's an ice storm covering half the country. Then you better leave right now." I grabbed my keys and got in my car at 6:47 a.m. The first 6 hours were fine. I drove through Kansas at 90 miles an hour, barely stopping for gas. Jolene kept texting updates. "Mom asked for you. She's sleeping now. Doctors say she's stable for the moment." Then I hit Missouri, and the ice started. The highway turned into a skating rink. Cars were in ditches everywhere. I watched a semi-jackknife across 3 lanes and barely swerved around it. My hands were shaking on the wheel, but I kept driving. At hour 9, my car started making a grinding noise. I pulled into a gas station in some tiny town outside Nashville, and the mechanic shook his head. "Your transmission is going. You push this car another 100 miles and it dies on the highway. How long to fix it?" "2 days minimum. Parts half the ship." I stood in that parking lot in freezing rain and screamed at the sky like a crazy person while strangers stared. Then I called every cab company, every rideshare, every bus station within 50 miles. Nothing was running. The roads were too dangerous. I was sitting on the curb with my head in my hands when an old man in a beat-up pickup truck pulled in for gas. He had Tennessee plates and a faded military sticker on his bumper. I walked up to him. "Sir, my mother is dying in Savannah and my car just broke down. I know this sounds insane, but I will pay you anything to drive me as far east as you can." He looked at me for a long time. "How far is Savannah?" "About 7 hours from here. Get in." His name was Earl, and he was 72 years old. He drove through that ice storm like he'd been doing it his whole life. We barely spoke for the first hour. Then he said, "My wife died 4 years ago. Pancreatic cancer. I made it to the hospital with 11 minutes to spare." He looked at me. 11 minutes is all you need. Earl drove for 5 straight hours through conditions that had every other driver pulled over on the shoulder. At one point, we hit black ice, and the truck spun a full 360 degrees. Earl corrected it without flinching and kept driving. Jolene called at hour 16. "She's asking for you again. She keeps saying your name. Tell her I'm coming. Tell her I'm almost there." The doctor said maybe 2 more hours. We were still 3 hours away. Earl looked at the clock, then at me. "Hold on to something." He floored it. That old truck hit speeds I didn't think it was capable of. We blew through the Georgia border at 11 p.m. Earl took shortcuts through back roads like he had the entire map memorized. We pulled into the hospital parking lot at 11:47 p.m. I sprinted through the lobby, past the nurse's station, and burst into room 614. My mom was lying there, eyes closed, barely breathing. Jolene was holding her hand, crying silently. I grabbed her other hand and leaned close. "Mom, I'm here. I made it." Her eyes fluttered open. She looked at me, and this tiny smile appeared. She squeezed my hand so softly, I almost didn't feel it. She whispered, "I waited for you." She died 43 minutes later with both her children holding her hands. I walked outside at 1 a.m. to find Earl asleep in his truck in the parking lot. He'd waited the entire time. I opened the passenger door, and he woke up. "Did you make it?" "11 minutes to spare," I said. He smiled and nodded like that was exactly right.